Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Jakarta Motivator Toastmasters, an English public speaking community. We are happy to have you here in this weekend because you choose to develop your public speaking skills, to network within each other, and to gain strength to empower each other here. Thank you very much for your time and willingness to be here. Let's start with meeting etiquette. First of all, this official session is recorded, so please dress and talk properly. The next one, you may also take picture or video if you want, but please don't distract others. For example, if you use Instagram story, it will be playback automatically. Yes, it will distract us. So just use conventional recording apps. And also tag or mention us if you publish it. We will repost. And then mute yourself unless permitted to speak. So please don't interrupt the session. And then take notes if needed. You can use pen and paper or gadget, whatever your preferences. And for more info, as we have said previously, you can visit this link, hailink.me/motivators. We put some starter pack content for you guys in that link. And let's start with why. Why do we exist? We believe that we can add our value by being a competent speaker. Furthermore, we can also hone our public speaking skills for specific purposes, because general public speaking skill is not enough. What kind of public speaker are you? Are you a project manager, a motivator, a stand-up comedian, a coach? There are various purposes of public speaking. And then we can learn and practice in a structured approach. We don't really need to reinvent the wheel, right? And we also believe that it is a marathon, not a sprint, a long-term journey. And we also need the network to empower each other within the community. That is why we are here, 22 years, co-founded by Professor Wadiman Joyonegoro, former Minister of Education, and Mr. Budiar Juhadi, a public figure in law firm. And we are part of Toastmasters International. We have their international curriculum named Pathways to develop our specific public speaking skills. About Pathways, we have options of majors, like what kind of public speaker do you aspire to be? To have specific majors with specific skill sets inside. And we also have elective modules, so we are still able to customize our skill sets based on our needs. And about our regular meeting, practically there are 2 main agendas. The first one is prepared speech, when our registered member can deliver their speech based on the Pathways curriculum. And then we have time topics. It is an impromptu speech session where any one of you guys, you can deliver spontaneous speech based on specific topic. The topic will be a surprise, but basically it will revolve around the meeting theme. And then the evaluation. We also believe in room for improvement. So the prepared speakers from the first session will be evaluated by individual evaluator, and also the meeting in general will be evaluated by set of role takers. And then let's see what's next. Here we are with network, we have creative meeting setup, and we have the spirit of motivators to share the growth mindset, because we believe that we don't compete against each other, but we compete against our past self. And here we are, I am the club president. She is Toastmaster Erika, VP of Membership. Toastmaster Gabriel, VP of Education, VP of Membership. Toastmaster Nanda, VP of Public Relations. Toastmaster Tika, Secretary. Professor Wadiman, Treasurer, and Yusuf Suryadin, Sergeant at Arms. Final word in this link. And specific for this meeting will be conducted by our Toastmaster of the meeting. For today, she is Toastmaster Gabriel. Here we go, round of applause for her.
greeting you all. And today is our first offline meeting after COVID-19. So congratulations for you guys who already come here. And our meeting today has a theme: Learn, Unlearn, and Relearn. This is the second part of our career trilogy. So currently we have a theme about career, and this is the second part. And our word of the day today is assess. There's a quote from Alvin Toffler: "The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, or relearn." So for the start, have you ever heard of this topic, learn, unlearn, and relearn? Is there anyone who can say what he or she thinks about learn? The first part, learn. Is there anyone who wants to try? Yes, Taman.
Yes, I think I have to stand up.
It's okay. Stand up if you want to.
Hello everyone. So I think learning is about learning is about finding something new we haven't known before. It's like reading a book or watching an educational YouTube video, or it could be from a form of audio recording such as podcasts. So like the purpose of learning is to fill our mind with new information, new knowledge, so we can be relevant and not get, how do I say it, left behind. That's what I think. Because if we don't use our brain to learn, like our brain will just loses its power, and it's bad. So we have to feed our brain with new information every day. That's what I think about learning. The word learn.
Okay. Thank you. Our first timer guest today so brave today to say about learn, exercise their brain, and he also mentioned about the way to learn podcast and anything. So for the unlearn, is there anyone who wants to mention about unlearn? Okay.
So basically, unlearn is similar with learn in my opinion, because when we are entering some kind of education facility, we have to unlearn things that we know. Then after that, we will have an eager to get to know more, because with that mindset, we can learn more. That's in my opinion.
And for the last one, we learn. Is there anyone who wants to try? Yes. Yes, please come here. Please come here. Oh, yes. You can introduce yourself first.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
I'm Alia, and I wanna tell you about my opinion about Relearn. I think Relearn, in my opinion, is like what we have learned before. I think we have to dig more information about what we've learned before, and get to know more about the information that we have learned before. And Relearn is some activity to make us always remind what we learned before. And yeah, I think Relearn is an activity to make us expert in something that you learn more. That's my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you for yes, Alia. Yes, that is true for all you guys who mentioned. So there are three parts: learn, unlearn, and relearn. Learn, just like Chandra said that you learn something. This is just like you normally do. You learn a podcast or you read a book or anything. And after you gain this knowledge, you understand it as a fact. Because you know that this is true. For example, 1 plus 1 is 2. Or for example, we also know that it's better for us to have there's a gravity, for example. This is a fact that we thought it is a fact, so yeah, we just think that it is true. However, it's better if we sometimes assess what we've learned. We question ourselves, is it true? Is it really true? And then forget about part of them which is not relevant anymore. For all of you guys who maybe ever remember or read research things like that, they sometimes mention that people may think that this is the fact, but after that there's a scientist who prove they are wrong. Just like maybe people before think that Earth is flat, and then there's a scientist who think that, oh, I don't think that it is true. So many people think that Earth is flat, and then he questioned itself, and then he mentioned, oh, maybe Earth is round. So when you found something that you think is true, sometimes it's okay to question yourself and assess. And if it's not relevant anymore, you can forget. So you can have this new space, so you can learn new things. Maybe different. You can also apply in, for example, project management. People think that before we do the project, it's better for us to have this clear requirement, this detailed plan, and so on. However, now this change, right? People in the industrial, they want something fast. So it's not relevant anymore if we make detailed plan. So that's why come agile. So this is the reason why today we have learn, unlearn, and relearn. So we question ourselves so we can stay relevant to everything. And our WOD today, assess. So this is our word of the day. So please be sure if you can mention this word as many as you can during your prepared speech, your table topic, or your evaluations. Okay, so without further ado, let's start our first agenda tonight, the prepared, or today, the prepared speech. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot. Before this, we have so many role takers today that will support our meeting. So I will give this phone call to our GE. Toastmaster Alex, Toastmaster Sandro.
Hello. How are you today? Looks great. Okay, so first of all, maybe thank you for everything, for the opportunity, and also this is the first time having offline meeting after almost 2 years, or maybe after 2 years. So it's wow. Please join me to say wow. Wow. Yeah. That's the spirit. That's the spirit. We are all young people here, except Mr. Brown over there. So we have to make this the event a little bit more, how to say, motivated. Okay, so my name is Alexandro, and I will be the general evaluator. So my role here is to evaluate everything, door-to-door login. So including the place, the performance, the evaluators, the technology, the sergeant arm, everything. So we will have my eyes looking at you guys, not only girls but also dudes. So
You don't have to look at us.
yeah, of course. Okay, so let's start with the evaluators, with the roles. Oh, yeah. Sorry, because I forgot the role, so I have to assess everything first. And also I have to relearn again the role. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Okay, let's start with the grammarian, Mr. Brown. Yours?
We usually shakes the hands. Oh, sorry. Anyone here in Toastmasters? Yes. Oh yeah, welcome. Oh, thank you. Okay. Okay, so thank you for general translators. My name is Pram. I'm the grammarian for today. So grammarian role, as maybe despite from the title itself as a grammarian, I have responsibility to pay close attention to all the speakers, including table topic speakers, prepared speakers, and also evaluators, and also all the role takers. I will listen carefully to their language of usage. But please, I have a disclaimer that I'm not the best grammar guy ever. So I might do mistakes as well. And any possibilities and things that enrich your speech, or beautiful phrases, quotes, or sayings, or thoughts that can be shared to other audience in here. And at the end of the session, I will give the report as the grammarians about the grammatical errors, possible spelling, and also your beautiful phrases. About the word of the day. So as Toastmasters of the meeting mentioned before, the word of the day is assess. So you can use the word assess as in assess, assessing, assess with ED, or as in noun, you can also use assessment. Okay. So assess itself is noun. Okay. And then assess means to make judgment or to decide on the rate or to decide on value or amount. So please use the word assess and variance of assess as much as you can when you have the chance to speak in front. Okay, that will be all. I will give the control back to GE. Thank you.
Let's invite the vote counter. Okay, Ms. Vita. That's yours.
Okay, hello everyone. Today I'll be the and word of the day counter. As the grammar already introduced, our word of the day today is assess. So please mention the word of the day as many as you can. Assess is a noun. And my purpose today is to note words and sounds that are used as a crutch or pause filler, like and stuff, by anyone who speaks today. And also during the meeting, I will listen to overused words, like when you mention no repeatedly, I will also record in words. And I will also listen for and note speaker repeats word like already mentioned, and as well, introduce word of the day. As I already introduced, basically my job today. So that's all, and I would like to remind again to please mention word of the day today. So what is our word of the day today? Can you guys speak? Mention it? Assess. Okay, thank you. So please remind it and plaster in your mind and mention it for all participants today. Okay, I will go to the contribute.
Thank you very much. Okay. Let's invite Mr. Yusuf as a counter. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a timer first. Sorry. I'm quite nervous currently. Okay, so could you please, Ms. Timer, Okay, Ms. Timer, could you please introduce your role?
Thank you, GE. Good afternoon, my fellow Toastmasters and friends. My name is Nia, and as the timer of today, my responsibility is to monitoring the time record the time of the prepared speech speakers, table topic speakers, and the evaluator. And I will also give the notification to the speakers when they are speaking with the green light and then yellow light and also the red light here. Green light, it means you reach the minimum time of your speaking, but you still can continue whether you want to stop or continue your speech. And then the yellow sign, it means that it is the warning sign. You should still have few seconds to wrap up your speech. And then the red signal, it means you need to stop your speech, but you have 30 seconds before you are eligible to be voted. And for the prepared speech speaker, you have 5 up to 7 minutes. At the 5 minutes, I will show you the green light, and when at the 6 minutes, I will show you the yellow sign, and after 7 minutes, I will give you the red sign. And for the table topic speakers, in 1 minute, you have the time for 1 up to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will show you the green light. At 1:30 seconds, I will show you the yellow light, and then at the 2 minutes, I will show you the red signal. And for the evaluators, you have 2 minutes up to 3 minutes. And at 2 minutes, I will show you the green light. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, I will show you the yellow light. And at the end, I will show you the red light at the 3 minutes. That's all for me. I will also report it to the Tom after each session. So that's all my role. Back to G.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's invite ballot counter, Mr. Yusuf. How is yours?
Hello, good day everyone. My name is Yusuf, and my responsibility here today is to count the most favorite speaker, but of the prepared speech table topic. So you guys have the opportunity to be favorite speaker for the table topic session, and the third one is for the evaluator. And 3 of the ballot will be counted if and eligible if the time is eligible by Ms. Nia, sorry. That's for me. Thank you.
So thank you for all the evaluators. Oh, now currently okay. Okay. And then, hello. Okay. Not further ado, return back to the home.
Yeah. In case our chief forget my name is Toastmaster Gabriel. And next we come to our prepared speech session. And I won't mention who the speaker tonight because it will be mentioned by our evaluator. Our evaluator tonight. Today or yes. This is why I need to unlearn the way I speak. Okay, our evaluator tonight. Our evaluator today, Toastmaster Satio, who will explain or introduce the speaker. Please come forward.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gabriel. Okay, hello everyone. So today I would like to evaluate Toastmasters Erwin, who will present about his project checklist named Connect with Your Audience. The purpose of this speech is to practice the skill needed to connect with all of you as an audience with unfamiliar audience and topic. So he will try to present an unfamiliar topic and try to connect with you. And that's the purpose, 5 to 7 minutes. I think that's all. Yeah, I'll keep back the... Oh, sorry. Okay, I will call the speaker right now. Toastmaster Erwin.
Have you ever felt so low in your life? Have you ever felt so low in your life that, you just want to run against problems? Every time problems comes, you just run. Well, back in the days, back in the primary, secondary, and high school, I'm a typical person that, when problem comes, when somebody picking on me, I say to myself that probably the problem is on me, probably because I was small back then, not as smart. So people tend to pick on me. So I tend to be quiet and, just let myself to God, just like those networks. Ya Allah, please change my life and something like that. But to give to some situation, what happens during my primary, junior high school. I get mugged in high school, right? The first year, you get mugged. There's a preman. I think back then the word is malak, because after 98, so many malak, every day is like, fighting for your life. The problem is, malak is like a day-to-day activity, right, in our high school. But the problem is, my school is near my home. Only like a 5 minutes walk. And then the preman took my bags and returned my books. The problem is, I have a question mark whether I go back home or go to school. But my mom is also scary, so I go to school with just books. And people saw me like, Mary, why you bring only books? Yeah, I get mocked and I tell the whole story. So, I increase the degree of delusiveness, after you being mocked in your home, this is very so low. And people, I don't think myself special because, just probably, I'm a big family, probably I just like a random name in the family card, just, fill in the system. But taking point is, the bullying never stopped, They just find something new, very creative, They hide my shoes, they hide my bags, they hide my books, they hide my pride. I don't have any pride. They say that, Erwin, one day you're gonna grow up and work in the office and you still be a loser. I said, wow, is it like a time traveling team? They already know what I'm gonna be in the future? Oh, but I just keep silent because, probably just as it is, Probably it's not like the, movie, like in the movie when, in the film, in the Hollywood movie, you got perfect ending. Probably it's just your life, you just need to live your life. But then the bullies never stop. They just picking on me. And one day, I watched the Fight Club movie, right? You know the Fight Club movie? The Brad Pitt, the punching, and I felt like, oh, that's so cool, that's so manly. That's probably something that I will never do, right, in life. But plus the picking is never stopped. One day I felt like, oh my God, this is must. One day the patient is gone, and I said to the bully, I said that you are next, or basically I challenged the bully like a one-on-one. You, me, one-on-one. I remember that day is a Friday, right? Before the Friday pray, 30 minutes before the Friday pray, and then all my friends coming, okay, and we're gonna fight one-on-one. To give you some kind of a description, back then I'm not this kind of, kind of overweight guy. I'm sort of like skinny, and my bully is my friend, probably because he's so tall, and in terms of chances, I will never win, right? But because at the moment, we need to fight this. Okay, just like in a Fight Club movie, right? Okay, come on, let's go! And then we spent like 1 minute just turning around before the first punch, and after we got the first punch, boom! Oh! And then I punch him again, also. Okay, and then oh my God, bang, bang, bang! I have this anger, right? All the gray in myself, and I felt like. And when I punch him, because I really hate this guy, you're bullying me, and this person also punching me. Every punch that I take, 5 more times, it's getting slower. Because why? At that moment, I sense that the person that I'm punching is just a human, just like me, I mean, technically, I'm not a TKO, but I'm just probably like a draw. After that, we both, already bumped out, and we just look at each other, and the other bullies then suddenly become referee. Okay, guys, so it's a draw, and then shake hands. Oh my God, the bullies become so wise at the moment, because it seems like they respect me in a way, right? So you need to show it. Oh, you can fight back, and I shake hands. After that, okay. Let's go Jumatan. So I think the best man Jumatan ever. And then I feel so dizzy along the Jumatan. I don't know the khatib saying what. Oh my God, my head is dizzy. I get the ice in back home. But probably the message that I will take you, that moment changed my life, because I learned that you can fight back, even though you're small, you're not smart. Sometimes we have a battle that we just want to fight. And we don't want to try it because we know we're never going to win it. But the problem is you never know until you try. Because you will never win a game that you never fought. That's what I learned. And growing up now, probably, that's why I think I bring my family, also my daughter here. I just want to deliver a message, right? Probably to all you guys, probably that, sometimes it's okay to fight, the battle that you probably feel that you can't win. Because you just need to fight it and let God do the rest. Thank you.
Wow, what a great speech from Toastmaster Alvin. Yeah, when he mentioned about the bully, and then he said, oh, you become friends. I wondered, how you can become friends with your bully? Oh, turns out you draw, yeah. Okay, and he also mentioned the thing is that sometimes actually the thing that we fear the most will not happen. So just fight the battle on. Thank you, Toastmaster Alvin, and continue to our next and last speech today. Okay, I will give it to our evaluator today, Toastmaster Ikhwan, to introduce the speakers, please. Thank you.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters. Okay, so before I introduce and assess our next speaker, I'd like to address Mr. Alvin. Mr. Alvin, there's always a bully, you can always win. Nasi kebuli. because with the responses, everything is really. Okay, our next speaker is Toastmasters Ulfi Hikmah. The project is the second project for pathways. What pathway? I forgot. The project name is writing speech with purpose. So the purpose of the speech is to inform people, entertain, provide facts. Actually, the project purpose is to learn the basics, methods for writing speech with divine purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. So it's after I talked to her, it's actually her second project after Icebreaker. So it's going to be like her through Sophie? Yeah, oh yeah. So it's her second project. So her speech must be well organized, well delivered. The speech may be humorous, informational, and any style that she chooses, despite content styles, should work well together. Okay, without further ado, let's welcome and give applause to our Toastmasters, our next speakers, Toastmaster Ulfi Hikmah.
Such a pressure, actually. My first offline meeting, and after Toastmaster Alvin also. Yeah. Okay, so again, my name is Ulfi, and today I'll be later on for a while about some things I cannot realize. So, but first, raise your hand if you have a favorite movie or television show you regularly watch, like more than once. Okay, great. So according to psychologists, rewatching a movie or show you enjoy could be a simple way of controlling your emotion. Because you know the ending already and you know how it's gonna make you feel. So it is something that could be beneficial if you're having a stressful time. And I agree with this one. Me personally, I frequently watch a movie or show just to have something to watch while I clean the house or do water chores. But aside from that, at this point, every time I watch a movie, I spot something new. I spot a new details that got me thinking. So let me walk you through this. Firstly, topics like mental health, woman empowerment, and climate change become more common now thanks to the social media, right? However, back then, before the 2000s, the idea of talking about those above was not a common choice, more likely to be a sensitive topic. But apparently, in the 80s and 90s, several movies subtly addressed the subject, like Clueless. So it's a hit movie from the 90s. It's actually a satirical jokes covered as predictable teenage movie. So and I often rewatch it, and after several times, I spot a quote during a debate scene between Cher, the main lead, and her classmate. So on the top of the board, of course you can't see it, but it reads, resolution, women are still treated as second-class citizens. So it displays how patriarchal system is discussed. So I begin to think that the author tried to send us a message through these little details about to build our awareness of what they called a sensitive topic during that time. And secondly, I have observed how female characters in Korean dramas develops from year to year. So I've been watching Korean dramas since it's aired on Indosiar, and a few of them are still my favorite until now. So yeah, so in most of the drama that aired before 2010, most of the female lead is characterized as someone who came from low-income family, having debt, or must provide for their families. like, oops. Oh, okay. Yeah, like Coffee Prince, Princess Hours, or Sesame Junior. And while after 2010, something changed. So terms like female-centric, girl crush, are start to recognize in the drama as the female lead portray themselves as independent one and having better position than men. So I came to a conclusion that this is consistent with the shifting market in the drama itself and the audience need for a fresh point of view. And lastly, I feel like as I get older, how I interpret movie changed. So now I become relatable to certain scenes. So for example, as example, I recently rewatched again this movie called It's Kind of Funny Story. So it's about a depressed teenager who checks into a psychiatric ward when he realized that he is suicidal. So honestly, first time I watched it, I stopped it in the middle because I felt bored. And fast forward to a decade later, I tried to rewatch it again and turns out I love it. So many conversations are become more relevant to the situation around me. So one of the scenes that hit me was when the lead actor was having a conversation with the doctor and he felt all of the problems come up of nowhere on the same day. And the doctor say to him that they're saying that goes something like, Lord, grant me the strength to change the things I can, the courage to accept the things I can't, and to know the wisdom about between the difference. And yeah, it's hit me because sometimes when I have too much on my plate, I sometimes forgot to look for the meaning. So thankfully, I rewatched this movie. So my points are actually, if we're thinking back of each movie or series that we've watched, we could see how different stories reflect the eras, and also there's always messages on it, whether it delivered directly or indirectly, whether it's part of the main plot or not. So I guess my advice to you guys would be try to rewatch again movies or series you've watched and try to assess and spot new details there. So that's for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ulfi, for the great speech. And it's also true that we can learn many things from what we see. Even we learn science and how to use science in real life from Jakarta Motivator, right? So you can always watch everything and learn anything. And next, our timer is Nia. Toastmaster Nia, can you mention the time?
Okay. For Toastmaster Erwin, thank you. For Toastmaster Erwin, you have 7 minutes 3 seconds. So you are eligible to be voted. And Toastmaster Ulfi, 6 minutes 27 seconds. So you are eligible to be voted.
Let's vote our favorite speaker. So congratulations for you guys. Both of you are eligible to be voted. So next, let's vote for our favorite speaker, Toastmaster Susu.
Thank you. That's Master Gabriel. So by the way, you can vote for the most favorite speaker speech by vote to the link. Here's the link. Sorry. vote by your cell phone to this address, and please vote because by the end of the session, I will mention who is the winner or who is the most favorite speaker for today. Thank you. Back to Gabriel.
Okay. Okay. Okay, we will have 1 minute of silence, so please vote for our favorite speaker today. Okay, 1 minute is up. Is there anyone who is still deciding who to choose? Or needs still more time? Okay, if no, I know all of you guys already excited for our next agendas. Who's ready for next agendas tonight? Today, after this, we will have demo topic speech, which will be conducted by Toastmaster Hans. Toastmaster Hans, time is yours.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Gabriel. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a session that is open for all of you guys, regardless of your membership status and even relationship status. So, I will show you the slide. This is the table topics. Basically, what is table topic? Topics that are served on the table. Anyone can really speak here. Okay, there are 10 topics available, and it will be revealed on the spot. Basically, in typical Toastmasters table topic session, for example, if Redika volunteers to be the speaker, she will choose number between 1 until 10 randomly, and then the topic will be revealed based on the number. But now let's make it shorter. We'll run through 1 until 10 in order, okay? And it is not about right or wrong, but about exploring your speech and ideas. Of course, the topics are related to learn, unlearn, and relearn. And you may ask for a brief explanation about the topic from me, okay? And of course, the time limit, as mentioned by our timer Toastmaster again, okay? 1 minute, green, 1.5, yellow, 2 minutes red, and this will live if you reach 2.5. Okay, next, thank you very much, Toastmaster Gabriel. Already explained by our Tom very well. So, okay, before we continue, who wants to volunteer for the first topic? Toastmaster Shelby, you do you want? Or Redika first? Okay. Okay, so Toastmaster Redika, this is the topic for you. Next. What do you want to learn in this meeting? And why? The switch is below. Yeah.
Okay, because you said I'm about to volunteer, then yeah, I will volunteer myself then. Okay, so the topic is, what do you want to learn in this meeting and why? First and foremost, thank you for the questions. And given the questions, what do I want to learn in this meeting? I actually want to enhance my public speaking skills in English because I believe all of us want to enhance in the same area as well, right? Because it's not just about talking anyway, but it's about how you can talk structurally and as well how you overcome the nervousness and everything in between of your speaking. So that's why even when you feel like you're already sufficient in this field, we need to still improve ourselves, polishing our skills and never feel enough of our ability. And that's what I want to learn, especially, and I want again know everyone here also what their motives, their intentions of joining and of coming in this meeting on weekends, especially when you have other choices like watching Netflix or watching television and stuff, but instead you just be here. And I personally feel thankful and grateful for having all of you guys here. So that's, I think, what I want to learn about all of you guys, and as well about how I actually overcome my nervousness though in disguise. That's all. Thank you. And as well, to assess myself and in a better way. Yeah. So I need to speak your over there, so guys, please speak because by far some of you already mentioned, but yeah, still not all. Okay, thank you.
Give a big round of applause for Toastmaster Relearn. This is how we do table topics. Thank you very much for exploring your ideas, overcoming your nervousness, improving English public speaking skills, and structuring the ideas. That's well explained. And before we continue, who wants to try for the second topic? Toastmaster Shelby, could you please come to the stage? And this is the topic for you. You know something? We are in the library, right? Yeah. So the topic is about books. What types of books that spark your interest? You can also tell us about your favorite books. So you can tell about genre or books. The switch is here.
Okay, so favorite books then.
Honestly, I haven't read a book in 7 years. That's a truth. Not physical books. I do read a lot of digital books, and one of the books that I always read, like occasionally, is actually Star Wars. I really love Star Wars. I really love the adventure. I really like the sense of there's always something out there for everyone. When I read Star Wars, it's almost like reflecting to a lot of the things that are happening in the past. Sometimes people think that, oh, this is my limit. This is just my limit. This is the limit of the human being. This is basically the limit of the things that I can do. But when you look deeper to yourself and look even wider on the things around you, you know that is not the limit. What it brought me, what it gave me is imagination. Think about it. The world is big. Not just the world that we are currently living in right now. Think about the stars. There's so many things in the other side of the galaxy, basically. Or if you want to go into our planet Earth, how deep is the ocean? There's so many things that are basically unexplainable. The deepest part of the ocean, we see different creatures that is supposed to be not exist. Imagination. So yeah, I really love Star Wars because they really raise my imagination. And yeah, because of Star Wars, I spend thousands of dollars just to buy the action figures. So yeah, that's all for me. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for your attention. And yeah, don't buy Star Wars figures, they're expensive.
Give a big round of applause for Toastmaster Shelby. Thank you very much for sharing your insights that even the fictional books can give us lessons. And you learn about imagination from Star Wars. That's great. We can explore so many things. And okay, the third topic, we need deeper self-assessment. Who wants to try for the third topic? Okay, your name is soon to be Toastmaster Chandra, right? Okay, come to the stage. Thank you very much for your. So next, here is your topic. Divide your top 3 skills at the moment.
Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Chandra, and now I'm gonna define my top 3 skills at the moment. So I think the first skill that I have, well, I'm not saying that I'm the master of this skill, but I've been practicing public speaking since I was like in elementary school. So I think I keep improving that kind of skill, which is why I came here today. I want to improve my public speaking skills. And you know, I read a quote once from, you guys know one of the richest people in the world. His name is Warren Buffett. Okay, so he said something about public speaking. Okay, he said something like this. If you cannot do public speaking, like it's like winking at a girl on the dark. So it's like you can't communicate. Like you have so many skills, you have so many things, so many abilities, but if you can communicate, if you can present yourself to other people, like it's useless. You still have to learn how to communicate. And then my second skill is that, well, I really love to manage my money. Like, I'm not saying I'm perfect at this skill, but like, I have that kind of skill that makes me understand. Like, I can assess my priorities about money. So I know if I have this kind of money, where should I spend? Which is the most prioritized, and then what should I do with my current money? Should I save it? Should I spend it on something that will make me better? Or should I just use this money to earn more money? So I love personal finance. So I think I want to improve this skill. And also I want to share one of the best experience I had so far when I was still learning personal finance. So I want to ask you guys, how many of you have invested in the stock market? Stock market, okay, one. Okay, so do you know, what's your name, sorry? Leo. Okay, so Mr. Leo, do you know the guy named Lo Keng Hong? Okay. Okay, so I once have invested in the same stock as Lo Keng Hong invested. So it's like a coal company, and then during that time there's a thing called annual shareholders meeting. So I went to the annual shareholders meeting, and then I met him. I met Lo Keng Hong. Like, he's one of the best investors in Indonesia. And since that moment, I just keep reading books about personal finance. How do I get rich? How do I get more money? Because I really love money. Yeah, so my third skill is, I don't know if this is a skill or not, but I think like I'm the type of person that is okay if I have to go through many adventures alone. Like I don't want to rely on other people. Well, it doesn't mean that I don't want to get help by other people. Just that I feel like if no one's gonna be there to save me, I have to help myself. I have to rely on myself. So it's like some sort of, you know, internal strength. I don't know if that's a skill. Yeah, but yeah, I keep practicing. So yeah, and I really love to put myself in a position where I don't know what else gonna happen next. So, yeah, that's what I think. That's my favorite 3 skills. Thank you.
Give a big round of applause. So, to wrap up, public speaking, money management, and self-storage. Yeah. This is why do I By the way, an intermezzo, guys. We know in speech and consulting there is a rule of three. That is why we like to wrap up things in 3 items. It is easier to identify. If I request you to define top 5 skills, perhaps I forget when I review it. So 3 is the magic number. And the topic number 4, still about skill, of course. Anyone who wants to try. Okay, Toastmaster Agi or
Agi,
yes. We are looking for you. So this is for you. Is there any new skills that you learned recently? Or if not, you can also mention skills that you want to learn in the future, near future, and why. You want some microphone?
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much. Okay, first of all, thanks very much. This is probably like 2 years after pandemic that I've gone on stage, and this was a very good topic. I thought I was going to have topic number 3. So, is there any new skill that you learned recently, or a skill that you plan to learn in the near future, and why do you use it? Right. So first of all, thank you very much. My name is Agi. The skill that I would like to learn in the future is social skill or social person skill. The reason being I'm a very introvert kind of person. You probably don't believe this. Some of you even wink at me because that sounds like a lie. No, I am a totally introvert kind of person. I'm really shy when I talk to a lot of people. Just at this very moment, I'm kind of start. And when I start, when I'm nervous, I go back to my British accent. There was another lie as well. I'm trying to give you a good excuse reason. So the reason why I choose to have a social person kind of skill is because that currently at my positions, I'm working as a sales executive or account manager in one of the biggest data center company. So this is very something that relates to my profession. It's something that I need to expand my career and so on. And so this is also why the reason that I try to get back to Toastmasters again, to improve my speaking skill, especially in front of lots of larger audience, just like today. So I think that's very much I could share with you guys today. Thank you very much. Back to GE. Back to Tom.
Give round of applause. Social person skill and relatable wording as a salesperson. Okay. Next one is about unlearn. Okay, I just give one keyword unlearn. Anyone who wants to try? Unlearn.
Yes.
Feel free. Choose. Guys, remember that we regret the chance that we did not take. Okay, Toastmaster here. So this is for you. Give a big round of applause. Yeah. Is there any mindset or approach that you want to unlearn at the moment? And what is it and why? Feel free if you need time to think or give an explanation.
Well, yeah, as you know, we all like to learn something new. We all like to grow ourselves. Because I know, because you came here, because you want to improve yourself. But there is time as well that sometimes I wish I didn't learn that. I wish I didn't know that. And that waste of my time, something like that. Yeah, that is the moment when I learned about, after many decades during the COVID-19, working at home, doing nothing, I bought PlayStation 4. And I learned to play the game again, and suddenly my childhood memory just come back. And I forgot about time, my daughter, my wife. I play in the middle of the night, in the morning. And I still remember my mom yelling at me, but now my wife yelled at me. So yeah, but now and then I started to realized that wow, I just got back to my got back my hobby that I just want to finish the game. I want to try new things, new experience. That's what I think. I learned something new skill because playing this is really hard for me. I used to doing this very fast with my hand, but suddenly it's really it's kaku, you know. But suddenly I can doing again really fast. But then I wish I stopped that. I wish I didn't buy that because I could use more time for other things. So yeah, right now I able to stop playing the PlayStation after a while, after a few months. Yeah, with my own my own belief. Yeah. Thank you.
Give a lot of applause to Toastmasters. Thank you very much. So you unlearn the video games addiction, yeah? And next, okay, it is about something at school, but not about Nikki song. Okay, what's your name? Almira. Okay, you want the previous topic? So to the Toastmaster Almira, this is the topic for you. What is your favorite subject in school and why? Okay, you can think and you can.
Hello everyone, my name is Almira. Thank you for letting me talk today and talking about my favorite subject in school and why. To be honest, I really love sports. The reason why is because I know back then in time that maybe when we know, we usually know that sports subject in school is usually not really doing that sports. Sometimes the teacher just let you to play around and free, but I really love sports because I know that I love moving. I like to move, and I know that I'm a kinesthetic person. That but what I learned from sport is that back then sometimes the sport is usually only played by men. There was a time when I really liked to watch my friends, my boy friends, in futsal team, and I really want to get in the team, but I don't have a I don't have women friends that also want to play with me, to play futsal, so I don't get that in my school back then. And what I assess from that is sometimes there was a time when you don't have the chance to do thing, but one day you can have that because after I entered university, I met a futsal club that let the women play the futsal in my university, so I got a chance to play it, and I think that I already feel like it's my time. We all have time to do things when it is the right time. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your interest in sports. And it is about the learning process that you've got in university. And next, who wants to be the successor of Robert Riemann? Perhaps this topic is for you. Anyone who wants to try it? Robert Riemann.
Oh, that's obviously Erwin.
Who wants to try this topic about government actually?
That's Erwin.
It may sound scary, but actually not really. Okay. If you have a chance to be Minister of Education,
Not be jurang, right?
Thank you, Toastmaster Hans.
Nice to see you.
If I have a chance to be a Minister of Education, what will I do? First, if you know that the mandatory spending of our government is 20% for education, so basically our budget for education is big than enough. It's bigger than enough. It's really, really big. But if you see the quality of education today, it is so sad, since the disparity of the people who study in big city and the rural area is quite large. The disparity is quite large. Not in the big city compared to the rural city. I also see in many schools between the private school and also the government school, it is a very, the disparity is really, really high. So, in my opinion, if I have a chance to be a Minister of Education, I will change the system so that the education is no longer be business profit oriented. Yeah, because now, if you see, sometimes when I want my child to be excellent in the school, I will make them to have extra lesson in some kind of extracurricular or something. So I will eradicate that kind of business. So basically, I will socialize, or to be maybe some kind of socialize the education system. That's for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Great idea to shift from the business oriented into inclusion oriented, I think. And next one is about mentor activity. Who wants to try? Mentor.
Mentor girls club.
But it can be any terms. I mean, feel free. Mentor can be anyone, can be your parents, can be your teacher, can be someone older than you or someone more experienced. But bro, you wanna try? Yeah. So this is the topic for you. How significant is a mentor for you? Can be in any terms, in any field that you have. Thank you.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen. How significant is mentor for myself? Back to, I have to say this, almost 10 years ago. I think, some members already know that I actively joined Toastmasters starting like 10 years ago. And I do realize that the significant mentor is definitely the person that could be a role model for you. Yeah. And you can find it on your closest person in this community. But then what I found that one of the significant mentors is actually our founder, which is Pak Diman. And then actually Pak Diman was very active to join the meeting. And can you imagine? I have to say that Pak Diman is like already an old man, but he comes to the meeting just like very inspirited, very like a young man. And I always say to him that he is actually young at heart, and it's a sign of a good mentor because one of the traits or criteria of a mentor is that mentor could actually teach you without he or she is directly teach you. And what I saw from Pak Diman is actually how he demonstrates the one thing that I felt like it should be a culture in the club or in the community or whatever you are, which is the humbleness. So he's a very humble person. Even though that he already have experience in governance, become a very important person in an education system in Indonesia, but he always wanted to go to the much lower level to become a mentor for the younger generations. So that's what I found the significant mentor is if your mentor is actually have one of the traits that you keep in your mind and you always bring those values to wherever you are. In my case, Diman is actually the mentor who always teach me about the humbleness. And I hope that you can find it in this community, in this club, and that you can bring another value to your closest people. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing us about this pillar about humbleness from Prof. Wardiman, Ismail. Next topic, anyone who wants to try? I will not disclose the keyword, but anyone who wants to try. Okay, thank you for the knowledge. So, what's your name?
Aulia.
Aulia, okay. So, soon to be Toastmaster Aulia, this topic is for you. Do you prefer to be a generalist or a specialist? And why?
Hello everyone, I'm Aulia, and the topic is, do I prefer to be generalist or specialist, and why? I think I prefer to be specialist because I want to do something, I wanted to be expert in something, and I have some interest with UI UX, and I want to be expert to this because I think the most thing that I had in my life about creativity, like design, and right now I really like design, especially for UI UX designing, and I want to be specialist because I have no idea about the generalist because I have to learn so many things because to be generalist, I think we have to know more about something that how can I say? When we learn something, so many things I mean, before we finish that thing, we have to learn more about anything else. And to be specialist, I think I have to dig for some information about the thing that I'm interested for. And yeah, okay. Like I said before, when I wanted to be specialist, I just have to dig for some information and get to know more about what I interest for and to be expert in this. I think that's my opinion. Thank you.
Give a big round of applause for Toastmaster Aulia. Thank you very much for telling us your aspiration to be a specialist in user interface, user experience. Okay, and the last topic, it is actually a bonus topic. I will show you the slide first, and if you want to, let's try this. About learning process. Okay, the vertical axis is confidence. The horizontal axis is experience or expertise. And the red line is the value. It is psychological phenomena. If you want to try, feel free to interpret this chart. Thank you for, can we, the next one is you first. Sorry, it's on the Toastmaster Chandra. We have one, you have already previous, but, okay, you want to try? Okay. What's your name? Okay, so yeah, oh yeah. You have been frequently in online meeting, eh? Previously, okay. So this topic is for you. Good luck.
Hello everyone, my name is Priscilia, and I'm a teacher. Actually, I'm a primary teacher, especially for lower grades, and I have taught for almost 9 years. Yeah. So I'm not really the best person who can explain this, but I can explain this in my way. That's what I'm trying to do when I explain to my students. That when you explain to your lower students, you have to to explain in pictures and in the story. So let's start with begin with my story. Let's go back to 9 years ago when I was just a young woman. That I thought that I was good in teaching, and that's what I need. But when I become classroom teacher, it's not enough. And then here comes the classroom management. Yeah, the classroom management that I have to take care of my students. So during the break time, that one of my students fall outside, and I have to take care of them. Yeah, I remember I taught first grade, really from kindergarten, still new, still fresh, and I didn't realize that how hard it is. Yeah, the teaching is so simple, like 1 plus 1 and ABC. It's very simple, but how to behave them, how to teach them how to behave in this class, right? Yeah. So my confidence from 100% it becomes 0 because I have a struggle with that. Yeah, and then I talk with my senior, and then I discuss how to be agreement with the students. Yeah, this is something that we need not only giving the rule, but I have to explain. Yeah, for the kids, yeah, I have to explain with them. And then so I learn. But so from my experience until 9 years, and now I think I'm really good in that because they already know what they have to do when they go to the class. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for explaining this term even with your experience. So it is highly relatable. The phenomenon is actually Dunning-Kruger effect. You can Google it, and we can learn a lot about it. Especially when we learn something new. Don't stop in the beginning, because in the beginning we tend to be overconfident. Please explore more, and then your confidence started to grow. Learn more until your confidence is boosted again. That is the learning process. And it marks the end of my table topic session. So now let's have the title report here.
Thank you. So for the table topic speakers, Toastmaster Edika, 1 minute 23 seconds. So you are eligible to be voted. Toastmaster Shoki, 2 minutes. Toastmaster Chandra, 4 minutes 12 seconds. Toastmaster Agi, 1 minute 33 seconds. Toastmaster Satrio, 2 minutes 5 seconds. Toastmaster Almira, 2 minutes. And then Toastmaster Yusuf, 1 minute 49 seconds, and Toastmaster Prau 2 minutes 18 seconds, Aulia 1 minute 48 seconds, Priscilia 2 minutes 18 seconds. So almost all of you are eligible to be voted, but unfortunately, Chandra, you are not eligible to be voted. That's all my report. Back to Tom.
And let's have the voting session.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Hans. So basically, almost all of the topic speaker is eligible to be voted, and then you can vote for the most favorite and the most entertaining, almost the most influence you the most. So basically, this is the voting. So please vote, and after 1 minute, I will tell you the.
So we will have 1 minute of silence. Please cast your vote for our favorite table topic speaker. activity. Okay, 1 minute silence is up. Next comes to our favorite part also, evaluation part, the part that we can evaluate and then relearn other things. So I will give the time to our GE, Toastmasters Sample. Time is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gavin. Fellow Toastmasters, in my opinion, I think this meeting is very insightful. From all the speakers, we can learn many things today. And of course, we can relearn again our skills. The most important one is from mentals, from fellow world, what do you want to achieve, from what you want to dream about. That is a lot of things that we can assess again. Many of the skills we already learned, but we learn again. Especially after the difficulties time in online meeting, and currently we are talking in front of offline meeting. Okay, so currently, now we are entering the evaluation. In here, it is evaluation. We will inviting the evaluators to report back. To report again. So I would like to invite the first evaluator, Mr. Satrio. Mr. Satrio, Toastmaster Satrio. I'm sorry. We will evaluate Toastmaster Erwin. Okay, thanks, yours.
Thank you. Okay. The legend is back. Irwin has successfully connected the audience by using his touching story. He has touched our heart by being humble as a human that ever experienced a low moment and being bullied. Many of us, it's a familiar story. Many of us probably experience it in different ways. And the way he taught us is using his story, childhood story, where he used variety of technique. If you notice, like pauses, so that we can think about some action, and then high tone, low tone, and emotion when he fight back the bullier, and then in the end it's a very happy ending. Even it's humorous as well. So even in 5 minutes of speech, he can tell us about sad story, inspirational story, and humorous story. That's how the inspirational story should be told, everyone. Not by just giving whoa, but just touch your audience heart with your own story, your own weakness. Tell them and what you learn. And so far, I couldn't find any weakness of his speech. It's really hard. One thing that probably because of he has been quite long doing speech in front of the public, it's eye contact. Even it's small notice, but I notice he speaks mostly in this area, looking at this area. Even though you should look at a wider area because you speak in all of you. And that's a small thing that you can learn. Yeah, his tagline is a storyline, personal story, and that's the way we can learn from him, and we can learn by inspiring everyone from our own story as well. I think that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Satrio. Currently, we will invite the second evaluator, Toastmaster Ikman, who is evaluating Toastmaster. I'm sorry, what's your name? Wolfie. Yeah.
Good day, everyone. Especially Toastmasters Wolfie. Congratulations on delivering your second project after your icebreaker. So your project is about to make how to basic method of writing speech. So, well, you overall, you actually already posed but you have developed a speech is full of confidence and you're very comfortable with audience, and you start moving here and there. So it's like I am the prince, I am the boss. This is actually, but it's actually what some things like Toastmasters should have. Oh, okay. Somebody sent me as well on my mask. And then you also starting to use